Vanity of vanities, says the preacher, vanity of vanities. All is vanity.
What does man gain by all the toil at which he toils under the sun?
A generation goes and a generation comes, but the earth remains forever.
The sun rises and the sun goes down and hastens to the place where it rises.
The wind blows to the south and goes around to the north. Around and around goes the wind, and on its circuits the wind returns.
All streams run to the sea, but the sea is not full. To the place where the streams flow, there they flow again.
All things are full of weariness, a man cannot utter it.
The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing.
What has been is what will be, and what has been done is what will be done, and there's nothing new under the sun.
Keep your eyes closed and gaze into the darkness of your closed eyes. Remain watchful for the next thought that appears. Allow your mind to be open, a field of consciousness. Pay attention to any sounds that you might hear. Now notice the thought and look for the one who's looking.
Looking. It's me. I'm the one who's looking. Looking for an escape. Escape through meditation, through self-enlightenment or self-hypnosis. I've done my fair share. Enough to know that I'm not innocent. Enough to stare long and hard into the black mirror that stands before me and realize that some of my words, my actions, intentional or not, have done some damage. Should have taken something else for me to realize this, but it didn't. It took me this long just to...
Now take it back to the breath. In and out.
Where was I? Realization. Realization through escape. Escape through realization. Realization. The fact that I bought into this, the fact that we bought into this. That's right, this isn't just about me. This was never just about me. We did this. Second, the moment that we took a bite out of that apple. We afforded ourselves the luxury of a seat at the table of greedy consumerists, stuffing our faces with the idea that more is just never enough. Handed down to us by the very people who empowered the idea to redefine citizens as consumers. We accepted this. You and me. We chose to vote for this with our money, our property. And how could we be so stupid as to believe that this was the way forward? Some magical step forward in our evolution, but we forgot to look back on our trail of breadcrumbs that come in the form of CO2 emissions, slowly engraving our signatures into the ozone. And just like the stars, God will be able to call each one out by name. It's a question that lingers in my mind permanently. The thought that if I could have a moment with God, what questions would I have for him? Even if he didn't respond, but I knew he was listening somehow, what would I say? And let there be light. Because that's what defines the powerful. Say something, and it will be done. On earth as it is in heaven, heaven and earth, heaven and earth. It sure feels more like a heaven and a hell to me. You enjoying this? All this pain? Is this what you wanted? God, if you truly are all-knowing and all-powerful, then why did you watch as Adam and Eve ate the forbidden fruit? Why did you watch as Cain killed Abel? Why did you sit on your throne and watch as countless wars were carried out in your name? It's a question that I keep asking myself. What kind of a God creates just to be worshipped? If you created all of this just to watch it burn, what kind of a God are you? A God who watches people in an ongoing cycle of torment, torn between believing and not believing. This suggestion of meaning, of purpose, this idea of a higher power. Is this all your idea of entertainment? Or were you not entertained? Because millions of my people were enslaved. Their hands tied, their bodies beaten. Mothers, children, working at the feet of people who justified the whip with your word. Forgive me, Lord, but I was under the impression that the greatest gift that you gave to us was the freedom of choice when you allowed Adam and Eve to sin. And I see no choice. No choice to decide the difference between right and wrong, truth and lies. It's all the same. We've all been sold down this river of hope, floating down a tunnel of never-ending darkness, hoping that we may see the light. And as I blindly claw my way through darkness and uncertainty, I turn to a voice that tells me to gaze into the darkness of my own eyes and find my light. Look. Look for the one who's looking, she says. Yes, I'm looking. But I am unaware of a wave of thought, reading pending realizations that wash over me in the form of a revelation, that this calls for wisdom. Let he who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, but this is the number of a man. I have the option. We have the option. Yes, ultimately the choice, God's greatest gift to mankind. But what is God? A light at the end of the tunnel, or a being that we blame when we lose control of the beast? But that's not the point. Where was I? Greed. Greed feeds the need. The need for what? The need for power. Yes, power, that's it. Power is the choice. I can choose to open my eyes. You can choose to open your eyes. So look at the black mirror that's reflecting to the problem and the solution, us. But this isn't about you. This is about me, myself, my journey. Yes, that's what I was taught. That's what I thought. That this is about me, myself, my journey, our journey. Ourselves. It's this idea of self. How do I better ourselves? Myself. How do I make me better? Thoughts and sensations. Is that all that we are? Sorry, I mean, is that all that I am? Is that my purpose? To control my thoughts and sensations in order for me to be okay. In order for me to say that tomorrow will be a new day.